What's going on, people? Welcome to the Awareness Channel. My name is TC. Alright, so this morning, I have a video that I want to do where I talk about some shit I spoke on years ago. I think the last time we had George Bush was in office. And I talked about the United States and what it is and why it don't take care of its people. And motherfuckers don't seem to understand why that is. Now, coming from a layman, which is me, and the research I've done, which is free to everybody, shit still seems true to me. The United States is not a country. The United States is a corporation. If you want to see a country, you got to go look at China. If you want to see a country, you got to go look at motherfucking China. That's a country. You know what I mean? If you want to see a country moving forward, moving into the 21st century, into the 22nd century, because them 100 years go by quickly, you know. If you want to see a country moving fast, just start looking at China. That's why the United States government always got a hard on for China, because China's a real country. The United States is a corporation, and we are the motherfucking engine that feed the corporation. You dig me? We the collateral that is used to collect money for the central bank to pay off the debt. That's us. You dig me? That's why your social security number is a bank number and all of that sort of thing. Look all that shit up, because it's still there. You feel me? And that's all we are. That's why we don't get no free anything. I mean, the racism part of it is there too, but that's part of the reason why we don't get no free nothing. We don't get shit. And anybody gets anything for free, they get motherfucking ridiculed for it. You dig me? But you gotta understand, the United States ain't nothing but a big ass hustle. That is just a big hustle. Especially when Republicans get in office and they talk about, ain't nothing about nothing unless it's good for business. You feel me? And you never own anything. Never own shit in the United States. You go to Trinidad and you buy a goddamn house. You buy the house, it's your house. It's yours. Done. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. It's yours. You ain't got to keep paying for it until you die. You can take your house and give it to your son or your daughter or your nephew or your auntie or your uncle or whoever, and it's their house. Or you could sell it and it becomes that person's house. But you don't just keep paying and paying and paying, and if you stop paying, they take it. They take it. Here in the United States, they take your shit. You never own anything outright in the United States. I don't know if Canada's like that, but I know the United States is like that. But speaking of Canada, you can definitely tell when you're in Canada as opposed to when you're in the United States. Why? Because Canada's more modern. It really is. I've been to Canada. I've been to 3 or 4 cities, and it's just, I've been to Canada, 3 times, and it's just more modern. And they're moving into the 21st century and into the 22nd century. But the United States, we still stuck on motherfucking 1855. Got motherfuckers trying to roll us back to 1955. Got goddamn thugs and shit running around calling themselves peace officers, doing whatever they want to the population. Whatever the hell they want to the population, and ain't none of it good. You got the worst segment of society running things. You got them trying to turn back the clock instead of trying to move into the 21st and the 22nd century. That's what you got. You feel me? In the United States. And now, you got a bunch of... They love... This is another thing that hurt me, because last couple of days, I was talking about military shit. And I said this a while back. How in the hell can you spend $1.5 trillion or even $1 trillion or even $800 billion and still run out of stuff? And I tell you why, but how can you do that? You know what I'm saying? When is it ever going to be enough? When is that military ever going to be big enough? You can't whoop nobody's ass in goddamn 50 years. Longer than that, actually. Ain't won a war since World War goddamn II. And still getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Every president that come in and talk about he gonna rebuild the military. For what? To go against who? Who? You're blowing up shit and tearing up people's countries and stealing resources. That's all this big military is used for. Because ain't nobody trying to attack the United States. Everybody want the United States out their fucking business. But the United States ain't got no business. Except making war. Killing, stealing, and destroying. That seems to be the United States business. And it exports that business by keeping little wars and conflicts going all over the world so it can sell its weapons. Instead of manufacturing something that people can use, it wants to manufacture weapons. So it has to keep wars and shit going all over the world so that they can sell their weapons. And there's just enough greedy motherfuckers around in every country that go along with the program. You dig me? It's crazy. And that's all we got here. Every goddamn state in the union got some military shit up in it, where they feed off the military industrial complex. Goddamn towns look like they rotten from the inside out. Roads all cracked up and potholed. Bridges barely hanging on. You feel me? Everybody trying to go to Orlando to go to Disney World so they can fucking forget about it. But no. No. The United States is not okay. It's just not. And it ain't gonna never be okay until this whole goddamn system gets torn down and rebuilt from the ground up in some kind of democratic socialist, yeah, I said it, democratic socialist goddamn type of government. And get these motherfuckers off this thing where everything got to have a dollar value attached to it. That's my thing too, as long as I'm talking. Everything got to have a goddamn dollar value attached to it in the United States, because the United States is a corporation. And I mean everything. Nothing ain't gonna happen if you can. Ain't no problem ever gonna be solved if you can't make money from solving that problem. Ain't no problem ever gonna get solved in the United States unless you can make money from solving that problem. And if money is being made from having that thing be a problem, well, then it's going to stay a problem, because we're making money off of it, aren't we? So, this sorry ass place going to be at least, and I say at least, this fucked up for the next 2 years. Alright? You got a chance coming up in November to change shit. Now, motherfuckers be talking about, okay, voting. Alright, I'm one of these people that feel like I vote for two reasons. I vote to get something for my vote, and I vote to keep motherfuckers I don't like out of office. So when I vote this time, it's not like I expect motherfucking Democrats to offer me anything, because they don't. But not voting sends the message that you okay with the shit is, with the status quo. You okay with the status quo, and you willing to stay home and not try to. Yeah. And some people do say you can't vote your way out of it. No, you can't vote your way out of it, but you can do as little as the least thing you can do to keep some of these evil motherfuckers in check. Because if it had no effect, then they wouldn't be fucking with it the way they do and trying to outlaw it and make it harder for people to vote. If it had no effect. And I'm going to say something else. See, this is where people get fucked up. I keep saying this. Say it one more time because I like hearing it. The black voting bloc is still the strongest voting bloc in the country if we use it right. But they got us so fucking fragmented until we almost neutralized. Almost. The black vote is still the most powerful voting bloc in the country if we use it right. But they got us fragmented. They got motherfucking something called a black conservative. I don't even know what that is. What this nigga trying to conserve? Then you got working class black folk, which is most of us, that people ignore. Then you got motherfuckers with a whole bunch of money, like Oprah and shit. And then you got people at the lower end of society. You know what I mean? That they try. That's the group they're trying to increase. That's why they keep arresting people and taking away their right to vote and stuff like that. You feel me? But the lion's share of the black vote is us in the middle. And we can swing an election one way or the other depending on who we get behind and what they say to us. But Democrats have this stupid ass notion that all we give a fuck about is partying and bullshitting. So they come up dancing and pulling hot sauce out their purse and dumb shit like that. Playing music and all of that old goofy ass shit instead of telling us what the fuck it is they're gonna do with our vote. That's Democrats. Republicans, they don't promise you shit. They all tax cuts and war. More of what you got now. Oh, and racism and blatant racism. So we gotta vote to prevent any further damage from being done to our society. That's a reason right there. You know they're not going to do anything, but you got to at least stop the bleeding and then start working towards getting our own candidates in office. Like, for example, school board elections, sheriff elections, common council elections, things of that nature. We got to start doing that. And you got to have balls enough to say what it is you feel. Because they're not politically correct. So why should you be? Sometimes that's the only goddamn thing they understand anyway, when you match their energy. I mean, politicians, I'm talking about. But the State of the Union is a sorry state right now. And it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future until the whole fucking thing is torn down and reassembled. It's going to take a while. It really is. And things seem really shitty right now. Because we are at the far end of a really shitty pendulum swing. But it's going to swing back the other way because it always does. You feel me? Just hang on. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be like 2 more years of shit before you get any semblance of sugar. Anyway, I was rambling for a while, but I'm going to let y'all go. And we will continue this discussion probably next week or in the next video or when I feel like vibing for this long. Anyway, thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. I will catch y'all on the next one, TC, and I'm out. Peace.